Hello everyone and welcome back. In this lesson, before going any further with the refactoring of the home component, we are going to first talk about a common anti-pattern that we tend to find when we look at services such as, for example, the courses service, which is an Angular HTTP based service, meaning that it uses internally the Angular HTTP library. Most of the times, the observables that we want to return here from this type of service should trigger the HTTP request only once. That is the expected behavior. For example, here, whenever we look at this program, we would expect that only one HTTP request to be issued to our backend, and the result would then be filtered out into two separate observables, one being the beginner's courses and the other being the advanced courses. However, if we take a closer look at our application at runtime, we are going to see that, surprisingly, that is not the case. Let's now switch to a larger window and see the runtime behavior of our application. I have here the Chrome DevTools opened and I have selected here the network tab. I have clicked here on the RxJs filter so that we see only the AJAX requests made by our application. Let's now go ahead and refresh the application and keep a look here in our AJAX log. Now, besides the last request, which is a request made by the Angular development server and not by our application, we also have here, surprisingly, not one but two HTTP requests that are hitting the /API/courses endpoint. If we inspect the content of this HTTP request, we are going to see that we get 2 times the same exact payload coming from the server. Now, this is really unexpected. We would expect that this request to be executed only once by our application. However, there are 2 requests here. Let's understand why this is happening and how to avoid it. Let's start by understanding why this is happening. So going back here to our home component, we can see that we are creating here a courses observable. This is built using the loadAllCourses method from the courses service, which in turn uses the Angular HTTP client in order to produce an Angular HTTP observable that gets sent back here to the view. Now, these type of observables, HTTP observables, have a very specific behavior. They are going to emit only one value, and then when that value is emitted, the observable is going to then complete and no further values are going to get emitted. Now, if an error occurs while doing the HTTP request, then the HTTP observable is going to error out. Going back here to our home component, we can see that we take here the courses observable, and from it, using the map operator, we are going to derive 2 separate observables, the beginner courses observable and the advanced courses observable. That if we switch back here to our home component template, we are going to see that each of these 2 observables is being passed to the view using the Angular async pipe. So here we have the beginner courses observable being subscribed to by the async pipe, and here we have the advanced courses also being subscribed to using the Angular async pipe. So as you can see, we actually have 2 observables, each with its own subscription, and that is why we see 2 HTTP requests in our network log. For each subscription to the courses observable or to any other observable directly derived from it, we are going to get a separate HTTP request. Let's remember that in the case of observables, if we don't subscribe to this observable returned here by loadAllCourses, then nothing will happen. The observable by itself will not trigger an HTTP request. This might be different for other types of observables, but in the particular case of Angular HTTP observables, everything happens in a lazy way, meaning that the request to the backend is only going to get triggered if somebody is interested in receiving the value emitted by the backend. So if somebody subscribes to the observable. If no subscriptions occur, nothing happens. So here in the home component, we then derive 2 observables from courses, we produce 2 subscriptions at the level of the view using the async pipe, and that results in 2 separate HTTP requests. Although this behavior of creating one HTTP request by subscription is the default behavior, this is almost never what we want in practice. What we usually want to do is to trigger the HTTP request only once, store the result of that request in memory, and provide the result of that request to any subscribers immediately without triggering a second HTTP request. Before showing how to fix this issue, let's now further prove that the cause of the multiple HTTP requests is indeed the large number of subscriptions. So 2 subscriptions here to 2 observables are giving 2 HTTP requests. So this means that if we would now subscribe here a third time to the courses observable, we should get 3 HTTP requests on the log. Let's simply subscribe then here to the courses observable, and let's log the value emitted to the console. With this third subscription in place, let's now switch here to a larger window. The application has already been reloaded by the Angular CLI, and we can now see here in the network log that we have indeed 3 HTTP requests. So the more subscriptions we do to the returned observable, the more HTTP requests are going to get sent to the backend. What we want to do in order to solve this problem is, instead of creating a new HTTP request per subscription, we want to create only one HTTP request for the first subscription. We want to keep the result of that HTTP request in memory, and we want to share that result with subsequent subscribers without triggering a new HTTP request. That behavior can be obtained with a particular RxJs operator, which is the shareReplay operator. Let's see it in action. Going back here to our program, we are now going to the load all courses method, and here in the resulting observable, instead of returning here directly the observable generated by map, we are going to further chain an operator here using the pipe syntax. So after applying here the map operator, we are going to also apply here the shareReplay operator. Let's now see this operator in action. We are going to switch here to a larger window. Let's refresh the application, and let's keep an eye here on the network log. So as you can see, now we only have one HTTP request as expected. So going back here to our program, we can see that the multiple subscriptions that happen here at the level of the home component, including the manual subscription, but also the subscriptions made by the Angular async pipe, only result in the triggering of a single HTTP request. This is almost always what we want in practice. We don't want any of our HTTP requests, both data retrieval requests or data modification requests, to ever be issued twice accidentally due to multiple subscriptions. So in general, I would advise you for most of the times to add shareReplay to the HTTP observables returned by your Angular services. Notice that this is only applicable for this specific type of services. So Angular services that internally use the Angular HTTP client, which are probably the most common type of Angular services. Now that we know how to avoid accidental HTTP requests in our Angular application, let's switch back here to the home component and continue its refactoring. We are now going to be introducing a couple more of commonly used design patterns.